Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm going to be testing out the Milani Conceal Imperfect foundation stick. I have the shade 240 Natural Beige, so if you would like to see a review and a 10-hour wear test, please keep watching. So as always, I'm going to prep my skin and then read you guys some information about this foundation. So I'm going to go in first with my e.l.f. Illuminating Primer Mist. Next, I'm going to go in with my Laura Geller Speckle Hydrating Moisturizing Under Makeup Primer. So like I said in the intro, I have the shade 240 Natural Beige, and it looks like it's going to be a pretty good match. This just says you get 13 grams. And then it just says Conceal Imperfect Foundation Stick from Milani. It doesn't say anything else. So I just went ahead and went to the Milani website, and this is rated 4.5 stars out of 614 reviews. It retails for $9.99, and it comes in 20 different shades. It says, get you a glam that can do both. Our Ultra Creamy Conceal Plus Perfect Foundation Stick offers flawless full coverage as a foundation and as a concealer. It blends seamlessly with your skin tone to reduce the appearance of fine lines, pores, blemishes, and discoloration. This concealer stick delivers a weightless natural matte finish that lasts up to 12 hours. The transfer and water resistant formula contains bamboo powder to absorb oil plus lily extract to lighten the look of your pores. This foundation stick is available in 20 captivating shades, and they're all vegan and 100% cruelty free. And this says tips and tricks: swipe full coverage foundation stick directly onto skin, blend matte formula with fingers, or use a concealer or foundation brush. For the areas that require extra attention, simply apply more layers with concealer stick and blend for a seamless finish. So it's kind of confusing that they keep calling it a foundation stick and then a concealer stick and a foundation stick and a concealer stick. I want to say I bought mine from Walmart, but I honestly cannot remember. If I didn't get it from Walmart, then I definitely got it from like a CVS or something like that, but I'm pretty sure it came from Walmart. So as always, I'm going to do this side with a sponge and this side with a brush. Oh, there we go. So you just twist the gold part and then it comes up. It doesn't feel... It feels really stiff. Like, it doesn't feel as creamy as the some of the other foundation sticks that I've tried. This one feels, yeah, not very creamy. I'm going to use my Sonia Kashuk blending sponge. And just from testing out like other foundation sticks, I feel like blending foundation sticks out with a brush is like 10 times better than a sponge. And it did say it was full coverage. So that's one layer. I think that's like light coverage. So I'm going to do this side with a brush. I feel like I could have got a darker shade too. Then I'm just going to use my Morphe G36 and buff that into the skin. Yeah, okay. So it definitely blends out better with a brush. And I feel like I'm getting more coverage too. So you can see, so this was the sponge side, it's like light coverage, and I feel like this one's almost medium coverage. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my face with the brush. So I'm just gonna apply another layer. It does feel really matte. The other drugstore foundation sticks I've tried out is like the Maybelline Superstay one. That one's super creamy. I love it. And then I've also tried out the L'Oreal Infallible one, which is also really creamy, and I love it. This is definitely like the mattest stick foundation I've ever tried. But I definitely don't know how I would feel about this foundation stick as a concealer. I don't think so, but maybe as like a contour, but not for concealer. I think it's way too matte for dry skin. But it feels like lightweight. It doesn't feel heavy or anything, and I definitely think you can build this up to full coverage. Right now I think I'm at like high medium coverage. I can still see like a little bit, but I think I'm just gonna leave it like this because I don't really have a lot to cover right now and I don't want to like turn into like a cake face. So I'm just gonna look up close. Actually, it looks really good. Yeah, I think I like the stick better than the liquid Conceal Imperfect. So this is what my skin looks like up close. I think it looks really nice. Depending on how this wears throughout the day, I think it's gonna be pretty good. I think I might actually go back and get like a darker shade and use that for like a contour. So I actually have the matching Milani Conceal Imperfect Longwear Concealer, so I'm gonna be using this today. I really like this as well. This is in the shade Ivory Rose, so it might be a little bit light, but actually, I thought that foundation would be a lot darker and it really isn't. I think I could have went up a couple shades. And then I've been letting my concealer just kind of set on the skin for a little bit and I feel like I get more coverage. So now I'm just going to use my Morphe G38 to press that in. Normally I would use my Morphe E45, but I need to clean it, so I'm going to use this brush today. And then over it with my sponge. Next, I'm just going to do a little bit of cream contour. So I'm taking my Wet n Wild contour stick, and this is in the shade Oaks on You. And I plan on wearing my bangs down, but I'm just going to go ahead and contour my forehead anyways. Then I'm going to use my Real Technique sculpting brush and just blend that out. And then this little brush I use for my nose, it's from my makeup brush set. Then I'm going to use my brush that I used to blend out the concealer to blend out my lip contour. To set my concealer underneath my eyes, I'm going to use my Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. And then I am a little bit sticky, so I'm going to use my Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. This is in the shade Medium to set the rest of my face. And I'm using my Morphe E41 brush. And then just to brighten up my under eye, like right here, I'm going to take the KKW Beauty Brightening Powder in the shade 1, just a little bit. I'm going to press that underneath there. So this is what my skin looks like with the foundation, concealer, and the powder. I think it looks really nice. Again, I definitely think I need like a darker shade of foundation. Maybe 2 shades darker. And this is what my skin looks like up close. I think it looks really nice. So it's 2:02 right now, if you could see. So I'm gonna go ahead and make 2 o'clock the call time. I'm gonna finish up the rest of my makeup and then I'll be right back to let you guys know how that went. So I'm back and I'm going to tell you guys everything that's on my face. So for bronzer, I used my Pretty Vulgar bronzer in the shade Bronze Mannequin. And then I just went in with a little bit of this Guerlain Terracotta bronzer in the shade 02 Natural Blondes. And then I also used this bronzer for my eyeshadow and my lower lash line. And then I just took a little bit of MAC Costa Riche eyeliner and put that in my waterline. For blush, I used the City Color Be Matte Blush in the shade Blood Orange. For highlighter, I used Laura Geller Gilded Honey. For eyebrows, I think this is my new favorite. This is the Kat Von D 24 Hour Super Brow in the shade Blonde. A little bit of this goes a very long way, so I have to be careful with that. And then I went in with the Kat Von D Brow Struck in the shade Blonde. And then to set my brows, I used my Essence Make Me Brow and Blondie Brows. For mascara, I used my CoverGirl Peacock Flare Waterproof Mascara. And then to set my face, I just used my MAC Fix Plus and the Catrice Illuminating Prime and Fine Dewy Glow Fixing Spray. For lips, I used Kylie Cosmetics Candy K Lip Liner, and then for my lip color, I used the Wet n Wild Mega Last Liquid Catsuit in the shade Coral Corruption, which is like a kind of like a darker peachy shade. So I thought everything went on really nice, except I did notice that the concealer from Milani and the foundation didn't really seem like they wanted to go together. Like it started to kind of like cake right here and kind of like lift up off my face. So I just covered it with highlighter so you wouldn't be able to tell. But I did notice that. But other than that, everything else looks really good. This is what my skin looks like up close. So I'm going to go ahead and hop off here and I will see you guys back for my 4-hour check-in. Hey guys, so I'm back for my 5-hour check-in actually. It's almost 7 o'clock. I was trying to finish up a video so that way I could post the video at 7 o'clock. So I'm about an hour behind. I haven't even looked in the mirror yet, so I don't even know what to expect. I think my forehead still looks good. Actually, it looks a little shiny, so I think I'm going to have to powder at some point. My cheeks still look nice and matte. Everything still looks really good except for this right here. It looks like it's getting a little bit oily. But other than that, like everything still feels like really comfortable. Like it doesn't feel heavy or anything. I think it still looks really nice. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and hold off and powder at my next check-in, which will be in about 3 hours. That'll be 8 hours of wear. And then I just want to see like how oily this is actually going to get, or if any of this is going to get oily. So I will see you guys back here again in about 3 hours. Hey guys, so I'm back for my 8-hour check-in. It's 9:59 right now, so it's 10 o'clock. So I figured we could go ahead and powder because my forehead is still pretty shiny. So I'm gonna powder all of this and then down my nose, the sides of my nose, and my chin. But other than that, like this stayed pretty matte. Like my cheeks and my neck are pretty matte. It's just the center of my face. So I'm going to use this powder. It's been a while since I've used it. This is the Essence All About Matte Fixing Powder. It's supposed to be translucent. It says extremely smooth fixing compact powder for a matte and natural finish all day long. Helps to blend blush and foundation colors together. Fixes makeup when applied as finishing powder for all skin tones. So satisfying just watching like all the shininess go away. And really, it's just the center of my forehead. And then I'm going to do down my nose and on the sides. So this is what my skin looks like up close with 8 hours of wear, and then the powder. I'm still really liking it. I think the reason why I got a little bit more oily than I normally would is because I used the Catrice Dewy Glow Setting Spray. I think if I would have just used like an Urban Decay All-Nighter or just like a regular like matte or just regular setting spray, I guess if that makes sense, I don't think I would have gotten as oily down the center of my face. But other than that, it still looks really good. Did not do a very good job with my blush on this side of my face, but hey, whatever. So I'll see you guys back here in a couple of hours for my final check-in. I feel like I'm back in the 2000s with this lip color, but this is actually the Sarah Happ Pink Clay Mask. My lips were so chapped, they were hurting, so I just went ahead and took off my lip color and then put this on for the last 2 hours. I used to sleep in this lip mask, but then I would wake up and it would be like in my hair and all over my pillows and it stains. So I started just putting it on like at night for a couple hours before I go to bed. And I almost think it works better wearing it for 2 to 3 hours than it does wearing it for like a full 8 hours. So I really like this lip mask, by the way. But anyways, so for my final check-in, it is 12:30. So I've had this foundation on for 10 hours and 30 minutes. And I think me putting that matte powder on like really helped, and I think it really like made the foundation like last longer, is what I'm saying. Because right here is like still super matte and it looks really good. I was looking up close upstairs when I was upstairs. Oh my god, see, I'm like tired, I don't even know. But I think using that matte powder really helped this foundation last an extra 2 hours, and I think it would even last like even longer than that, especially if I just kept the powder in my purse and just powdered. Like, normally I have to powder every hour on the hour, but I think I could get away with powdering probably like every 2 hours until I was ready to fully take off this foundation, if I needed it to last longer than 10 hours, that is. But I think it looks really good still. And the only thing that I think is weird about it, where is it? I did not think that it was creamy, and it said it was creamy. I thought it was more drying, but it blended out really well with a brush. It did not blend out very well with a sponge, that's for sure. But I've noticed that with stick foundations that they typically do better with brushes, which I guess makes sense. But I do think it is buildable to full coverage. I think I had high medium coverage earlier, and that's like what I'm okay with. But if you are looking for a full coverage foundation, I think you could definitely get it with this. I don't think I would suggest using this as a concealer like it said you could, because it's just like too, I don't know, like the consistency is just like too weird to me. Like, I just don't think that it would do very well underneath the eyes. Like, I feel like it would crease really bad. But I am interested in getting a darker shade to use to contour with. Like, I think that would be really nice, but for concealer, definitely not. But I think this looks really good on my dry skin, and I think I was able to manipulate it with my primers and then my setting spray, so that way it would work better for my skin and not be like overly matte, if that makes sense. I definitely like the stick version of the Conceal Plus Perfect foundation more than the liquid one, that's for sure. I like the undertone of this. I like the color of this. All the shades I've ever gotten from the liquid version of this are all like super yellow undertones for some reason. But that concludes my foundation first impression of the Milani Conceal Imperfect foundation stick. So let me know if you guys have tried this out in the comments below and what you think. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and please don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this foundation first impression, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.